It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege of interviewing the Peru State's head dance coach, Coach Ashley Robertson. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about how you knew that you want to get started in coaching in college dance?
Um, I didn't actually have a goal to become that. I have been a studio teacher and it kind of just came across to me. So I was like, this looks interesting and I'm not one to like turn down challenges. So I was like, let's just try this. Let's see how it's going to happen and like see what I can do.
What was that experience like for you getting involved into the dance world?
I have always been in the dance world. I started out like dancing when I was 3. So this is like the back of my hand. Like this is my life. I've never known anything different. So it was just it's always been there.
How was that experience like performing in the Nutcracker?
It is life altering. It is everybody knows a nutcracker. Even if you don't like dance, everybody knows what the nutcracker is. And it's one of those classics that's always around the Christmas time. And I was performing with Oakland Ballet, which was head by Ron Guidi at the time, who's like a world renowned dancer, amazing choreographer. So it was life changing and probably one of the highlights of my life. It was the most interesting experience.
Coming from your background of performing dance, what was it like getting into choreography?
It was different. It's so much easier having somebody tell you what to do compared to actually creating on your own. And what for me personally, like everybody's different, but I like to do my choreography on the spot, and so I can see how it looks and kind of watch it in real time compared to trying to do it ahead of time and then teaching it, because I like to see it develop all at one shot instead of guessing and then having to constantly make changes. So it's a very interesting thing to tackle. You either got it or you don't.
What was that experience like for you going to Nebraska City Dance School and becoming the head dance coach there?
It was another one of those, it just kind of fell into my lap and I was excited, and it was one of those projects where I was like, I can like change lives and just make an impact and like take on a whole bunch of different styles of dance all at one shot, all at one studio. So that was really nice, was it was all within one studio instead of teaching here and there different styles at many different studios. So it was nice to just be right there, and then it's just up, down the road from Peru. So it works out real well.
For you, what was that experience like going and coaching at the ballet school?
Um, it was different. Like going back and forth between like coaching and just teaching dance is very, it's apples to oranges, but it is a fun project if you want to try something completely different.
Of course, how has your experience with dancing in the Nutcracker and teaching helped you to where you are now at Peru?
Um, Having that experience and training with other choreographers and stuff like that and traveling to dance, it has taught me to basically put that those life lessons into my dancers of just being like, it's okay if you stumble, make it part of your dance. All the things I learned from everybody else in the world, like I am able to bring to them and like all in one spot. So it's really been helpful.
Coming to Peru State, what was that experience like becoming the head dance coach and getting announced?
It was crazy cool because everything goes on like the radio, and then at my first game they announce it and they'll be like, this is the new head coach Ashley, and they say your experience, and it is crazy, and they'll be like, this is her first year, and it's really neat hearing your name and seeing like your baby, come out and be born and just see everything all like in one shot. It's really neat, I'll tell you that.
What was that first time like on game day as a head dance coach?
It was amazing. I got to see that project just be birthed because it was my baby that I had like nurtured and taken care of, and kind of like watching it actually develop, like I said, with choreography, seeing all that being brought out and actually performed, and hearing the crowd and hearing everybody, like it was amazing. Like it's the big, like one of those highlight moments of your life.
What does a typical game day look like for you as a coach versus for your dancers?
Oh my goodness. A game day is chaos. I'll be honest, like I sit there as a coach and prepare mentally that I'm probably going to get a text from a dancer or two being like, I'm sick, something happened with the uniform and stuff. It's chaos from the minute we wake up, and I get up super early to try and prepare for everything, getting everything ready, and we have like a meet time, and we run over everything, make adjustments if we had to like change out dancers and stuff, make costume or uniform, I should say, uniform adjustments, and go through all that, and then do pictures with fans and, social media posts, and then go out and perform. And by that point, you're actually tired.
What does a typical
So,
competition day look like for you as a dance coach versus for your athletes?
okay, for a coach, it is trying to keep everybody on task because there's a lot going on. Like I was saying, even for game days, there's a lot of preparation, a lot of change outs, there's malfunctions for uniforms, there's music changes, talking to judges, there's getting everything sorted and making sure you're hitting every warm up time, every, like, because you do different competition times, making sure you hit everything. It's like you're wrangling cats. So
Can you
it's
talk about
interesting.
can you talk about, of course, the culture that you started to build for the dance program?
Yes, when I was hired, I was asked to kind of change it around. The current way that they were doing things was now not going to be used anymore. And they picked me based on the fact that I had drive to not only coach, as a dancer, but coach my girls personally and get them through, tough times and stuff like that. So I had taken on a huge shift. They had switched competition ways. They used to do UDA, they went to NAIA. It's a huge difference. So I had to study all that and change it all over and kind of get the girls on board, which was tough. Not gonna lie, it was different. Sometimes change is hard and messy.
Can you talk about what is that process like recruiting those dancers, and what does that tryout process look like?
I personally try to recruit by either watching videos or visiting them in person because I like making those close connections. Because for me, when I'm recruiting somebody, I try to do it based on, are they coachable? Are they meshing with me? Are we making a connection? Because I'm going to be in their life a lot and like their mama when they're at college. So I want to make sure that they are comfortable with me, coming to me and being coached by me. I prefer that. I do still do tryouts, but I try to do the personal connection over a tryout.
As a head coach, what is it like seeing those freshmen putting on that Peru jersey for the first time?
It's amazing. I think most of them don't feel it's real until that game day, that first game day happens. And then it starts actually really hitting them because we take pictures in it beforehand. We get them prepared, we get it fitted, we get all that taken care of. But actually going out in front of the crowd and going through the crazy game day shenanigans that we have, it finally hits them, and just seeing the pride on their face, sometimes fear, but pride on their face of, I'm here, it's finally happening, and seeing them finish and walk off regardless of how they did. It's like, it's beautiful. I love seeing that light switch on for them.
How is that like getting to see those freshmen go on their first game day versus their first competition day?
They're a lot more comfortable. It's very different for competition because with game days, it's a little bit more lax, but at the same time, it's more, you're having fun, you're hanging out, you're performing for the crowd. Competition is, everybody's watching and judging you. So it's a lot more pressure, it's a lot more stress, and you're having to make sure absolutely everything's perfect for competition. Where game day is kind of like a practice where you kind of like you go out there, you perform for the audience, but they're not judging you. The judges at competition are going to get you.
How is that
So,
like getting to see those seniors putting on that Peru jersey for the last time at the dancer?
oh God, that's a hard one. That's very emotional. We all cry. We usually have like a ceremony and huddle up and do our prayers before we hit the courts and stuff like that, because usually it's basketball season is their final performance for game days and stuff, and pray over it and then get out there, perform, and honor that and kind of let that senior have their moment, because this is the end for them. Most of them are kind of like maybe they'll go on or something, but this is the end for their college career, and it's very emotional. We try to honor it in every way, shape, and form, and so that they have that great memory.
So far as a head coach, what have been some of your biggest accomplishments?
Being able to change lives and impact these amazing young women that are just have this passion for dance. I love seeing it because that's my life was passion. Like my passion for dance is just so big, and seeing them have that passion and that drive, and then also make like having an impact on their life like that, it's absolutely beautiful. I love it.
How is that like as a head coach getting to see those dancers going on and competing in the NFL or the NBA as professional dancers?
It's beautiful. Like it's a pride moment where you get to impact them to further their career in whatever they choose, and if they make it there, it's I hope for it, I pray for it. If that's their drive and ambition, what they want, it's like watching your baby start walking.
What are some of your future plans for the Peru State's dance program moving forward?
We are going to grow it. I have big plans to absolutely boom this program and make an impact on a lot more. Right now, we're holding out at one team that's game day and competition, but I hope to make two teams where you can choose which one you want to do. So I'm planning to double, triple that team size and just make it a beautiful program where there's more options for the girls. So we'll get there.
What advice would you give those incoming college freshmen entering their first year of college dance?
Do your best and be coachable. My biggest thing I ever ask anybody is just allow that even in life, in dance, you might not be right, and it's okay. We're going to work together, and you're only as strong as your weakest link. So as long as we're all trying to progress together and we acknowledge that, we're going to do great.
What advice would you give those seniors that have aspirations of going on and competing in the NFL or NBA?
I would tell them to go for it. Don't ever fear rejection. It might just be a redirection, and you might have to do it a couple times. You might have to try a couple teams, but don't be afraid to just continuously put yourself out there, because any attempt that you don't make is a no. So I'd rather try than regret that I didn't try.
What advice would you give those athletes out there looking to get started into their coaching journey?
It's tough. There's a lot of ups and downs, but the rewards outweigh those downs. So you will be riding a roller coaster, and it's okay that it gets a lot at times, but just keep riding it because those highs are very, very, very high.
What advice would you give those head coaches looking to build their own dance program and bring it to a college?
Um, it's very much needed. So if there is a college that doesn't have like a very good dance program or a dance program period, don't be afraid to present it. Those athletes absolutely love it. I can't tell you enough how much, like, I have the players reach out to me, the coaches reach out to me being like, can you be at this game? Can you be at every game? Can you be here? Can you be there? Can you travel with us? Because they want that and they need that. It is a spirit. Like they have, like, it's the spirit squad. Even though it's specifically dance and there's also cheerleaders, it is bringing spirit to the game, and those players and coaches need it.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find you on social media along with the program at?
We're all over the place. So we do have a TikTok, we do have Instagram, we have Facebook. It's just Peru State College Dance. You can look us up that way. For me, I'm just Ashley Robertson on all sorts. So you can find me or you can follow the Peru State College.
Thank you again, Coach Ashley Robertson, for your interview and best luck in your future at Peru State as the head dance coach.
Thank you.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Coach Ashley, for your interview and best luck in your future.
Thank you.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.